ソードアートオンラインメモリーデフラグ
Hello guys, this is Lulu here. This is my first time actually doing a voiceover, and well, it's because I'm actually too lazy to create subtitles this time, so let's do it this way. And here I'd like to show off, I guess, a little bit of my MD count over the 2 months of saving. So these are all f2p MD, and started out from, I guess, the beginning of July. 1.5k MD over here. And that happens to be enough for, let's see, 11 weapon scouts. Yeah, so exactly 11 weapon scouts for this new weapon banner. So yeah, let's do that. And let's just look at the race first. Okay, so after step 5 we get a guaranteed weapon, and then after step 5 it's going to be double rate every time we pull. So that means every time we do multi-pull, we expect to get 0.88 weapons. Right, so if you think about it, that's almost 1 weapon per scout, 1 R4 weapon. But of course that's expected, so which means if you did this multi-pull 100 times, then you would get about 88 weapons, but it's not gonna come out like 1 weapon every time, like that magical. Okay, so I get my... Okay, so the first thing I got was a sword, a wind sword. I do have sister Yuki, Onejang Yuki, so that'll be used for her. That's pretty decent. But this time I'm trying to fish for the fire rapier as... Okay, so this one on our screen right now. So as you guys know, I've only pulled... I only got Tails Asuna out of the pulls. Well, I actually only pulled 1, so I just only did 1. Yeah, so I think I was saving all my ND, so I actually only pulled the free multi-pull. Okay, so I got a dual blade. I do have Kokorito, so he could use it. Okay, nice. So finally got something that's worth the 150 pull. Finally something. Right, so I think I have 2 fire rapiers now. So for the dark dual blade, I could give it to Kokorito, but to be honest, he's a little outdated. And for Holy Rod, I do have Xmas Sleep. Let's use it. Alright, so another big fail. Oh my gosh. Xmas Sleep is kind of outdated as well since frame lock period. Alright, another big fail. Come on, give me something. Just give me something. Okay, Rod. Alright, as I just said, Xmas Sleep was outdated. Okay, so let's magically create another 250 MD and see what we get. Or wait, no, 700 MD. Oh no. Okay, so more dual blades. Not bad. Oh, that's the rapier. That's the rapier I'm looking for. So that's the third one. Just need 1 more. Come on, 1 more rapier. A big fail. Come on, 1 more rapier. 1 more rapier. 2 fails shouldn't happen in a row. Okay, but they just happen in a row. All right. I mean, like, probabilistically, like, it's not supposed to happen 2 times in a row. Okay, rapier, finally. So that is the R5 rapier, finally. And it seems like I have a lot more fails than I should. So remember what I said, 0.88 weapons per pull. It's failing a lot more than it should, but I think it's like a 60% fail rate, or 30% fail rate actually, and then 60% at least getting 1 R4. Even with the 8% per pull. Okay, so let's take a look at what I have here. 11 weapons in total. And if someone did the expectation calculation, I should be having 14 after 2.5k MD. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately it took 2.5k MD, but I got the fire rapier. It's worth, so because I was looking for the fire rapier, and I actually do have only Tails Asuna, so exactly what I needed. Can't complain too much. So let's upgrade some weapons. Well, I only have 1 rod, 1 3-best rod right now, so I guess it doesn't hurt to have another one. Although I actually only have 2 rod users, I don't know. I only have Extra Sleep and Titania Asuna as the rod users, so okay, whatever. And then, yeah, so for dual blades, yeah, so I think I don't really have that many 3BS dual blades, so it would be nice to have some. Actually, well, I got lucky on, I guess, the fire guaranteed, so I do have like 2 Pokerito dual blades somehow. One for anniversary ring, one for Pokerito. Okay, so I'm exchanging weapons here now. I got rid of the Holy Flower Rapier because I have the R4.5 version of it. So if someone saw my Reddit analysis post 3 months ago, I think, the conclusion was the R4s are still better than the R4.5, but only by a tiny margin, and only if they have like really high attack. So the R4.5s are equivalent to, let's say they're a 3BS version with 1530 attack, somewhere around there. Which means, well, the Holy Flower Rapier is still better, but only by a little bit. It doesn't really matter to me, so I'm just gonna exchange it. And Bright Asana, unfortunately, like the Holy Bright Asana is also kind of outdated as well due to all the new content. Alright, so that's my R5, my very first R5, and then here I panic for a bit because I can't find it. So you guys can probably see it, but my first time creating R5, so I like totally can't find it. Like, where is it? Okay, I finally found it. Yeah, it's right up here. So I do have a few fake R5 weapons and R5 armors, but first time creating R5, panic. It's acceptable. Right, so the attack is pretty high on this one. It's almost 2.2k attack for the R5. And that's very juicy. 15% attack. And then 3BS, of course. Alright, so let's actually just try this out right now then. Okay, so let's try out the R5 right now. And yeah, so one thing I would want to compliment SAO MD is the MD they give every month. So I think I was able to get like 900 MD per month for my 2 months of saving. Alright, so everyone has the right weapon, optimal equipment. So if anyone saw my ranking run earlier I did, the one that I posted was 26 seconds, but later I RNG'd it and then somehow got 25.93 seconds, I believe. Alright, so there's this one guy ahead of me. I'm still surprised how that Earth Kyuto is in this ranking because he literally does no damage, but he's still in this ranking. And a lot of people are using him. Okay, so yeah, so let's just start with a warm-up run. So usually my philosophy for ranking runs is always use ABA switches if it's accessible. The animation skip on it is really OP, and then within a window of 2 SS3s, normally you would get actually 3 SS3s, and then if you do it twice, you get 6 SS3s within a window of 4 SS3s. So it's 50% more DPS. Alright, and so for this one run, it's really just a warm-up for me. Just testing out how much damage I actually do, and then a lie, obviously. So I did do a damage test later. I think I actually do 20% more damage with the R5 rapier. So to my surprise. And yeah, so according to Ration's calculator, if your character is like level 100 and then you equip the R5 weapon, you should get about 15% damage boost compared to the R4 version. So I guess maybe, yeah, she's still level 80, so she gets like a lot more power from the rapier. Okay, and so let's actually try, okay, screwed up that one. Yeah, so actually let's try run with, what did I do here? Okay, switch to Premiere first. Alright, so trying to attempt the Premiere into Asuna start. That way I can get the extra hits on Asuna instead of Premiere. Well, if I did like Asuna Premiere directly. So I switched to Premiere and then Premiere SS3s. After he finishes his blazing, Asuna is able to get 2 hits. Actually she can get 3 hits, but later on see why I only need to do 2 hits. Okay, so again, the 6 times SS3, about 5.5 of that was on parry, so we have to look out for the weak points and see how many are actually on parry. Right, so weak points compared to normal damage, you do about 50% more than normal damage. And then these bosses lately, they don't have resist, but they used to have something called your resist. When you SS3 them off parry, you do half of your normal damage. and that means on parry versus off parry it's like 3 times the damage you're doing off parry. They took that out because probably Framelock would have been way too OP if they didn't. Alright, so back to the ABA switch. The great thing about it is if you have animation skips, your frame lock stays relatively the same. So if you can 4 times SS3 this boss on first parry, which you probably can, you can, if you do like 2 ABA switches instead, that would have been 6 SS3s all on parry, and yeah, so probably all on weak points. If you're doing correctly, that is. The only time you want to avoid it is when you actually don't have enough damage, and then yeah, so sometimes traditional methods are still the best. But usually you want to attempt the ABA switch first because it gives like a lot more DPS, although you can use up one more SS3 compared to normal. Okay, so what I did here was, on first pair I think I only did 3 SS3, or I should have attempted 4 SS3 on first pair, and then I put the 5 times later on. Because if you delay your higher combo stuff, you do more damage with it due to combo. Alright, so I think there's one thing I didn't try here, which I'm going to try right now. I could attempt the ABA switch in the beginning of a parry, and then chain frame lock another 2 more SS3s on top of that. The bad thing about doing that is your first SS3 is going to be all crit, but your second SS3 is not all crit anymore. Okay, so that's the 5 times. Let's see what happens here. Alright, so some sweet jumping. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, he's dead. 22 seconds. 22 seconds! Hey, that's pretty good. I've beat. Yeah, so I think that's the end of the video right now. Thanks to anyone who actually watched this video, so I'm not gonna put this on Reddit for obvious reasons. Alright, hope you guys enjoy the day, and feel free to like, subscribe, comment. I'll answer comments. Bye!